Hey guys, thank you for joining the quest again today. I'm your host, Marques Underwood, and today I'll be doing 3 different reviews. I'll be doing one for the movie Concussion, another for the movie Joy, and another one for the movie The Danish Girl. Yes, all 3 being reviewed right here, right now. I'll put the time frame of when I do each review here in the bottoms and also at the description, so please check those out if you just want to see one review for a particular movie. But thank you for watching. I apologize if you guys hear noise in the background. It's Christmas time, so everybody's blasting Christmas music. Concussion is directed by Peter Landsman and it stars Will Smith. Yes, the Will Smith from After Earth. He is back, and I must say, this is probably his best performance since The Pursuit of Happiness. The acting in this movie in general was really good, but I really felt like Will Smith, he carried the movie really well. Actually, this is probably his best acting since 7 Pounds. I know a lot of people did not like that movie, but I really believed him in that role, and here he did it much better. Basically, the movie's about this doctor who does an autopsy on one of Pittsburgh Steelers' most favorite players ever, and it turns out he had trauma from being hit in the head so many times from playing football. So now this guy, the doctor Benedict Awalu, I believe that's how you say his name, he brings this case up against the NFL, and the NFL, well, they own a day of the week. So he's trying to battle what's right versus what's wrong, and just trying to get his theory out there about the brain contusion that everybody's going through, and trying to help these people, or these players, survive and live longer lives, because a lot of them, they're committing suicide, they're overdosing, a whole bunch of stuff, and he's just trying to make sure that the players are right. He feels like the NFL, they know about this concussion thing, but they're not taking the right procedures in order to reduce this from happening or things like that. And actually, if you watch the NFL now, you have more procedures that people have to follow. If people have a concussion, they have to stand on the sideline and they can't come back in until they're cleared by about 2 or 3 doctors. If you do have a concussion, you're most likely to miss the next game. And we see a whole bunch of players, they're failing these tests or they're passing it, so we think, just so they can get back into the game. So it's really sad to see. Great with the movie though, honestly. It's just that I wish it tackled the issue a little bit more. In my opinion, I feel like this movie, honestly, I wish I saw like the NFL more. I wish I saw Roger Goodell and his statements against the doctor, Dr. Benedict. I wish I saw that a lot more conflict and confrontation going on in this movie, just because the NFL, like I said, they own the day of the week. They have to know about this. They've been hiding the information from the people, the public, and now that it's under their ass, they have to respond to it. And I wish I just saw a little bit more than that. I want to see Will Smith and Roger Goodell go at it back and forth in the movie, and it just didn't happen. And I wish there was more in-depth scenes. I like though that how they would show like former players and what they were up to in their lives, but a lot of them, they just couldn't sleep for whatever reason, and obviously we know it's the brain concussion thing, but the players didn't know, and so later on they would be committing suicide and stuff like that. So unfortunately, with each death, which is a bad thing, Dr. Benedict was able to further his research with his own money in order to get this case out there and get it known to the public. So I really commend the movie for that. I like the movie for bringing this issue to public awareness. A lot of people don't think about this. They just want to see, their favorite players go head to head. Whenever we see a big hit, they're like, man, that was a big hit. But we don't realize that, that person, they have kids and stuff. And, 15 years from now, they may not be able to walk and may not be able to think straight. So it's pros and cons to it, and it's really sad, unfortunately. I enjoyed the movie a lot. I'm giving this movie a B, a 3.4 out of 5. Like I said before, this is probably Will Smith's best performance in the decade. Thank God his son Jaden is not in the movie. I like that they tackled the issue of concussions in the movie. I thought they did it really well. I just wish that they went more and more in depth with it. I wish they just honestly did not hold back and just made you, want to go out there and just protest against watching the NFL. I'll tell you this much. A lot of parents, after watching this movie, they probably won't let their kids play football no more. I'll tell you that. So, have you seen Concussion? If you have, comment below, and I want to know, what's the best performance by Will Smith in the past 2 years? Hit that descriptions and let me know. Alright guys, if you're still here or you're just joining me, right now we're going to do a review of Joy, which is directed by David O. Russell, and it stars Jennifer Lawrence, Bradley Cooper, and Robert De Niro. And well, I noticed Jennifer Lawrence and Bradley Cooper, they've done about a good 3 or 4 movies together. I know earlier this year they had an indie come out called Serena, I believe it was, and honestly it disappointed me, and unfortunately this one disappointed me too. I noticed David O. Russell worked with them too. I believe this is their second movie together, or no, third movie together actually, because they did American Hustle and Silver Linings Playbook together. And this one, yeah. Alright, so it's about this divorced wife, Joy, who happens to have 2 kids. This is based on a true story, by the way. And she just has a terrible life. Her whole family is just dysfunctional. You know, got parents going at each other. Her ex-husband is living with her in the same house. You know, she has 2 kids. Her life is just dysfunctional until one day she comes up with this idea of a new mop. Honestly, this movie, it was just a big disappointment. To me, David O. Russell has always been like the imitator of like a Martin Scorsese type of thing. American Hustle kind of, you know, it felt like a Martin Scorsese wannabe, if that makes sense. Just like, it kind of follows like the same themes, the same roles, the same acts, structure, everything kind of to me, in my opinion, but like very lighter. It doesn't go really into like a Scorsese film. The acting in this movie was great though. Obviously Jennifer Lawrence, she does her things. I do not think that she will be Oscar nominated for her role in this movie. I think she did good and all, but I just think it wasn't worthy enough to be like a Oscar grabber. And same thing with Bradley Cooper. He's kind of in the movie in the second half, and he doesn't really do anything in the movie. I feel like his character could have been played by anybody, in my opinion. Same thing with Robert De Niro's character. He did a great job. He was funny occasionally, but I just felt like it could have been played by anybody else, in my opinion. I felt, honestly, my issue with the movie, I felt like the rise and the fall and the rise of the protagonist, I felt like that happened way too fast, in my opinion, like within the span of 15 minutes. Because for a good hour and a half in the movie, we see the dysfunctional family in her life just being dysfunctional. Then all of a sudden, you know, she has the mop, and then there's a rise, and you know, everything's going up good again. And she finds out that her half sister kind of screwed her over for money, and now she's having a downfall in her life. And that only happened for a good 10 minutes, and at the end you find out everything's good, you know, good 5-10 years later, and it's like, what the fuck just happened? It moved way too fast, in my opinion, way too fast. I did not feel no emotional connection or anything like that within the past 15 minutes. I could not really get into it. I understand that's what happened in real life, but in a movie, in a matter of trying to squeeze all these things in within the past, you know, 15 minutes of the movie or so, it did not fit, in my opinion. And time in general actually moves kind of fast too. I feel like the movie takes place between, you know, 20 to 40 years, and Jennifer Lawrence, she's kind of too young to be doing this. Now, I didn't believe her as like a mother of 2, if that makes sense. And then obviously later in the year, she's more mature, and it kind of felt like she looked the same, to be completely honest with you. So that kind of failed for me too. I couldn't get involved into the movie. Kind of had the same issues that I had with Legend. I felt like you were in this movie, but they did it slightly a bit better. So for that, I'm feeling a B-, a 3.1 out of 5. I felt like this movie could have been a lot better. Could have been possibly an Oscar type of movie, but it just dropped the ball, in my opinion. The acting was great. I'll give them that. I don't think nobody's gonna be nominated for no Oscars or nothing like that. The rise and fall of the main protagonist, I feel like it happened too fast, and you kind of lose your sense of time while watching this movie, unfortunately. So, have you seen Joy? If you have, comment below, and I want to know, what's the best movie that has Jennifer Lawrence, Bradley Cooper, and David O. Russell? Okay, comment below with your thoughts and let me know. Alright guys, if you're here now, you're watching my review of The Danish Girl, which is directed by Tom Hopper, and it stars Eddie Redmayne and Alicia Vikander. I swear Alicia Vikander has been in at least 2 or 3 movies. To me, she is the breakout star of 2015. She was great in Ex Machina. She was good and kind of great in The Man with Uncle. And in this one, my God, she may have an Oscar winner here. I think she kind of has an Oscar winner too with Ex Machina, but I think this one's getting more appraisal. But it doesn't matter because she did phenomenal in this one too. And Eddie Redmayne, as though I didn't think he did as good in this one as he did in The Theory of Everything, it's still a good job by him. I don't think he's going to win an Oscar. So, you know, Leo really doesn't have nothing to worry about, in my opinion. But this one right here, a little slightly down for me. It's about this guy who becomes a woman. I believe he's the first transgender person on record in medical sense. You know, he has to have different body parts change to be what he wants. And it's about his relationship with his wife, which is played by Alicia Vikander, and how she deals with this situation. And kind of there's a little love triangle going on in there too. and I really thought it was a good movie. It wasn't great, it was good. The acting was good in my opinion. Eddie Redmayne did a phenomenal job as this person. I just felt like the transition, it wasn't as good as it was in The Theory of Everything. I understand he could do it. He was great. I just felt like it was a little bit of a step down from The Theory of Everything. Conflicted between becoming a woman and staying as a man, kind of deciding, you know, should you be what you want to be or should you be as society makes you to be. So I really felt like he portrayed that struggle really well. Alicia Vikander, I think she did a phenomenal job as the wife to Eddie Redmayne's character. I really felt like she was conflicted too, because in the beginning it was all fun and games when Eddie Redmayne's character was getting dressed up, and then she realized he was being serious about trying to become a woman, and she still supported him. I feel like she did that really well in my opinion. I like the outfits. I think this takes place in the 1910s, 1920s, I believe. I like the outfits. I felt like the costumes and stuff, I felt like they were really, you know, 20-ish style. You know, the hair, the way they did the hair, the way they dressed. I really felt like they did that really well. So it may win. It may get nominated for Oscar for best costume design or whatever the category is, in my opinion. And I felt like Eddie Redmayne and Alicia Vikander, they had some great chemistry. I really believe them as a couple going through this together. So that's shout out to them. The only flaw really is that I kind of felt like, I can't really put my finger on it, but it just felt like a little let down. Could have felt like they could have been more in depth with the issue. Could have been more, not graphic, but more intense with it, put it more in your face, especially with what's going on with Caitlyn Jenner and, you know, the whole LGBT community. I really feel like they should have pushed this out there more so, but I understand why they didn't. I just wish they did. That's really my only downfall. I don't really see myself rewatching the movie. I think it's a good movie. Overall, I'm feeling a B, a 3.4 out of 5. I think that the acting really helps this movie stay atop. I just think that everything else kind of falls a little bit in my opinion. I think Alicia Vikander should get nominated for Best Supporting Actress for this if she doesn't get nominated for Ex Machina. I think Eddie Redmayne, he'll probably get a nomination for Best Supporting Actor, but I don't think that he's gonna win. I don't think he would beat out Leo. I felt like the costume design was great. I really felt like I was in that era, the 1920s or so, and I think it was a good job, everybody. So, have you seen The Danish Girl? If you have, comment below, and I want to know, what's the best movie with Eddie Redmayne? What's the best movie with Alicia Vikander? Is Alicia Vikander one of your breakout stars of 2015? Again, comment below with your thoughts, and comment below with all your thoughts and questions and all the previous questions I asked. And again, I'm your host, Marques Underwood. Hit that subscribe button if you're new, and join the quest.